Hello everyone. Welcome to Talk Boost. My name is Anna, and I help you improve your spoken English through simple and interesting English stories. On this channel, you will learn new vocabulary, useful sentences, and natural expressions that you can use in your daily conversations. If you want to speak English confidently and fluently, you are in the right place. So please like this video, subscribe to Talk Boost. Let's start today's story. Elena Rao was 26 years old when she joined Apex Strategic Solutions, a fast-growing consulting firm in Mumbai. It was her dream job. She had grown up in a modest apartment in Pune. Her father had worked as a clerk in a government office, and her mother had been a school teacher. Elena had always believed in one thing: education was her ladder to freedom. She studied hard, she earned scholarships. She completed her MBA with distinction, and when she received the offer letter from Apex, she cried in her mother's arms. This job meant independence, stability, respect. On her first day, she wore a navy blue blazer and walked into the glass building with nervous excitement. Her role was executive assistant to the managing director, Raghav Malhotra, a powerful name in the corporate world. Raghav Malhotra was 43 years old, confident, intelligent, charismatic. People admired him. He had built the company from scratch. Employees spoke about him with respect, almost fear. He is strict, one colleague whispered on Elena's first day, but brilliant. Elena told herself she was ready. At first, everything seemed normal. Raghav was professional. He gave clear instructions. He expected perfection. Elena handled his calendar, managed confidential files, scheduled international meetings, and prepared executive summaries. She worked late, she double-checked every email. She wanted to prove herself. But slowly, small things began to feel different. During meetings, Raghav's eyes stayed on her longer than necessary. When she entered his office, he would sometimes pause mid-sentence and simply look at her. At first, Elena told herself she was imagining it. He's just observing my work, she thought. One afternoon, while reviewing a contract, he said casually, "You don't look like someone who grew up middle class." Elena blinked. "Sir." "You carry yourself differently," he added. "Confident, attractive, dangerous combination." She forced a polite smile. That comment stayed in her mind longer than it should have. 3 weeks later, it happened. Elena entered his office with financial reports. Raghav stood up to take the file. As she handed it over, his fingers wrapped around her wrist, not accidentally, not briefly. He held it. Just for 3 seconds. But those 3 seconds felt endless. As she froze. Her body stiffened, her heartbeat pounded in her ears. Then he released her. "Relax," he said softly. "You look nervous." She walked back to her desk without speaking. Her thoughts raced. Was it intentional? Was she overthinking? Should she complain? But complain to whom? He was the managing director. And she was still on probation. That night, she couldn't sleep. A month later, the office emptied after a long workday. The city lights blinked outside the tall windows. Elena was packing her laptop when Raghav approached her desk. "Working hard?" he asked. Yes, sir." "Good, let's go for dinner." She hesitated. "Is it about tomorrow's client meeting?" He smiled slowly. "Not exactly, but important." Every instinct inside her said no. But she remembered her education loan, her parents' pride, her responsibilities. Oh, she nodded. They went to an expensive rooftop restaurant overlooking Marine Drive. He didn't talk about work. Instead, he talked about her smile, her ambition, her potential. Then he leaned closer. "I can make your career very powerful," he said quietly. "But loyalty matters, personal loyalty." Elena understood. Her stomach tightened. "I'm here to work, sir," she said carefully. He looked at her directly. "I want more than that." Silence filled the space between them. "I'm married," he continued, "but that doesn't mean I can't care about someone else. No one has to know." Her chest felt heavy. "No," she whispered. His expression changed instantly. Cold. Sharp. "You should think carefully," he said. "Opportunities don't come twice." "I respect you as my boss," she replied, her voice shaking. "But I cannot do this." Dinner ended in silence. The next week, everything changed. Her workload doubled. She was assigned unrealistic deadlines. He criticized her in meetings. "Is this the quality you offer?" he would say loudly. Colleagues began to distance themselves. Rumors spread. She must have disappointed him. She must have made a mistake. Elena felt isolated. One day in a meeting he said, "Some people rise too fast. They forget their place." Everyone looked at her. Her face burned with humiliation. That night, she sat alone in the office. On his desk, she saw a framed photo. His wife and 2 daughters smiling on a beach. For a moment, she felt anger. Then sadness. Then clarity. This wasn't just about her anymore. This was about power. And silence. Elena opened her laptop. She wrote down dates. Times. Words he had used. She checked emails, saved messages. She documented everything. The next morning, she requested a formal meeting with HR. Her hands trembled, but her voice did not. "I want to file a complaint," she said. HR looked shocked. "Against the managing director." But Elena did not stop. She provided details, evidence, screenshots. Within days, the company's board initiated a confidential investigation. Raghav found out. He stormed into her office. "You have no idea what you've done," he hissed. She looked at him calmly. "No, sir," she replied, "you don't." Something unexpected happened. Other employees came forward. A marketing executive shared similar experiences. A former intern sent emails describing inappropriate messages. The pattern became clear. The board could not ignore it. After 6 weeks of investigation, the announcement was made. Apex Strategic Solutions released an official statement. Raghav Malhotra was removed from his position due to violations of company conduct policies. The office was silent that day. Some were shocked. Some relieved. Some guilty for staying silent before. The aftermaths. Elena expected to feel victorious. Oh, she didn't. She felt tired. Healing isn't loud. It's quiet. Raghav's wife filed for separation months later. The news spread across business media circles. Elena didn't celebrate. She never wanted revenge. She only wanted safety and dignity. Slowly, the company culture began to change. Policies were strengthened. Anonymous reporting systems were introduced. Workshops about workplace ethics were organized. Elena was offered a promotion, not as a reward for drama, but for her professionalism and courage. She accepted. Not because she needed validation, but because she deserved growth. There is always a line between respect and misuse of power, between ambition and compromise, between fear and courage. Elena learned that day that protecting your dignity may cost you comfort, but losing it costs you yourself. And she chose herself. Dear listeners, if you learned something from this story, remember this. Your job is important. Your career is important. But your self-respect is more important. If you ever face a difficult situation, do not suffer in silence. Speak carefully, document everything, seek support. And if this story helped you improve your English, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my podcast. Your support helps me continue creating powerful English stories for you. Bye, see you in the next video.